thought this beat a perfect time. Draft lottery is only a couple of days away, so I thought this beat a perfect time to bring out a draft steals video. Throughout the years, there have been many draft steals in the first and second round, and this will continue to happen. So I wanted to highlight 3 prospects that I believe are going to be draft steals, and my buddy Bills for Prez, link is in the bio, also came up with 3 draft prospects that he believes are going to be steals. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you guys like this type of content, please subscribe. I can't thank you guys enough for 1K. I don't know what type of special video I'm going to do for it, but again, I can't thank you guys enough. The first prospect that can easily be a draft steal in this year's upcoming draft is Malachi Flynn from San Diego State University. Now, he did spend a couple of years in college, and since he's 22 years old already, he doesn't provide the most amount of upside, but the way that Malachi plays, it just makes up for the lack of potential. To be a good guard in the NBA, you need to be able to help set up your teammates, and Malachi can honestly be seen as one of the best passers in the draft. He is able to use the pick and roll very well. There will be times where Malachi sees the defense is playing up on him, and he gives it to the rolling big man. There have been times where he sees that the help defense is playing too much inside, and because of this, he passes it out to one of the players on the wing. And there have also been times where Malachi is able to read that the defense isn't respecting his shot, or him being able to use his handle to create a mid-range jumper off a screen. He is able to read what the defense is giving to him, and makes the correct decision nearly every time. Having a guard who can already use the pick and roll as a strength to their game is something that most inexperienced guards coming into NBA really struggle with. So Malachi already has a significant advantage on that. Now, to last in the NBA, you have to be able to shoot the ball well. And Malachi is already a great shooter coming into the league. He shot 37% from the 3-point line this year, and this was on 6 attempts per game, which is implying that his 3-point shot is legit. For his 3-year career, Malachi shot 39% on wide open threes, and probably one of the best things that Malachi has coming into the league with his jumper is that he's shown an ability to hit shots off the dribble. Though he only takes shots like this around 34% of the time, he hits it at a 38.6% clip. And what this does is that it only helps Malachi with his pick and roll game. Defenders in the league are going to have to respect his jumper. If a center tries to lay low on a screen, Malachi will just pop a 3 on them. If a defender tries to keep up with Malachi off a screen, they're going to have to respect Malachi's ability to get a jumper off the dribble. With all this being said, the element to Malachi's game that screams out the most to me is his ability to guard. Now, for some people, getting 1.8 steals per game might not sound that good. For me, that's a crazy good amount. But his feel for the defensive game is just really impressive. I'd really like to compare Malachi's defense to Lonzo Ball. Both Malachi and Lonzo are really good at playing team defense. They both love to be able to do a quick double team to try and get a steal, or show help towards a beaten man driving in. Malachi does take risk, but it's smart gambles, and Lonzo does the same thing. Now, my 2 biggest concerns for Malachi are 1. Lack of athleticism. Now, Malachi does have some, but it's not towards the elite level that NBA teams want. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not that good. And probably the biggest concern of them all, finishing at the rim. Having a 55% scoring percentage at the rim isn't that good for a guard, so it's going to be really interesting to see how Malachi will try to improve this. But taking all of the strengths and weaknesses, the one player that you'd hope Malachi can develop to is Fred VanVleet. Both of them aren't the best athletes, but they can both shoot the 3, defend very well, and can run the offense off the pick and roll. He's most likely going to be a steal for any NBA team that selects him. Now, my second draft steal, and this might surprise some people, but it's Nick Richards. Now, Richards is projected to go in the late 2nd round, but I'll explain it in a very simple way why I really like him as a prospect. The one thing that Richards has been able to maintain throughout all the years is that he's been a very good interior defender. With the frame, length, and athleticism that he possesses, it really shouldn't be seen as a surprise in how Richards averaged 2.1 blocks per game this year. Now, Richards in his freshman and sophomore year didn't play well at all. He looked timid, lost, and just didn't seem like he wanted to be on the court. After being projected to be a first round pick one and done player, it seemed as if he might not even make the NBA at one point. However, fast forward to his junior year and everything changed. He looked like a totally different player on the court. One of the biggest improvements that Richards had this season came through the post. He added a whole bunch of post moves to his game and it showed. Going into the latter ends of the SEC conference play, Richards was converting on around 85% of his shots inside the paint. But in all honesty, it's not the post game that's making me excited about Richards' potential. It's his shooting that intrigues me. Before his junior year, Richards wouldn't even dare to shoot anything besides honestly a layup. However, this season, Richards started to shoot a bunch of deep mid-range J's along the corners, and he was making a very good percentage of them, which made me really consider that Richards has a potential of being able to shoot that corner 3 ball. He has improved his shooting each year since he's been at Kentucky, and if he's able to develop that 3-point shot, it's going to be scary considering how good of a shot blocker he is in the paint. I know that Richards is sort of old just like Malachi, but the thing with Richards is that developing that jumper is really the only thing you're asking from him, and he's already showed very good potential at this. If Richards shoots threes this year and makes them, he would have gone in early second or late in the first round. But since he didn't, he's going to go late second. But I'm guaranteeing you somebody is getting a steal with him, because he will shoot threes at a high clip at some point in his career. I'd like to compare his game if he develops a 3-point jumper to a poor man's Mo Bamba. My third draft steal, Tyler Bey. The main appeal towards Tyler Bey's game is his ability to become a potential small ball 4 or even 5 if somehow the Rockets got him. Bey is already an elite NBA defending prospect coming into the league. When having to guard playmakers in the Pac-12 conference, he held them to a 5 out of 29 shooting clip, which is extremely good when you think about it, and he did all of this without needing to foul. He got 2.6 fouls per 40 minutes, which is highlighting the elite defensive ability that he already possesses. But what is really intriguing to me is his ability to rebound. He averaged 9 rebounds per game, and his per 40 is 12.5. Considering how this dude really plays like a 3 for the Colorado Buffaloes this year, it's really his feel and need to go and rebound the ball that is showing, and as Kawhi Leonard would say, bored man gets paid. Now, being a small ball 4 or 5 has 2 main responsibilities. Bey has already shown that defensive ability, but he has also shown the ability to make shots as well. He shot 44% from the field, 41.9% from 3, but he needs to shoot more 3s for him to be actually considered as a shooter. But probably the best thing to support all of this, he shot 63% around the rim. Whenever Bey would get an offensive rebound, you'll have a pretty good feeling that he'll make the shot inside. Honestly, my comparison, Robert Covington or PJ Tucker. And these players are the ones that every team wants on their roster.
What's up, Castro, and thank you so much for letting me come to your channel as a guest. I appreciate the opportunity, and here are my 3 players that I think will be steals for any team that drafts them, and they are Cole Anthony, Nico Mannion, and Cassius Stanley. And here are my reasons why. Now, Cole Anthony is a beast, and on some draft boards, he is projected to be drafted with the 16th or 17th pick, which is pretty low on the draft boards for his skill set. In his only season for the Tar Heels, he has averaged 18.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 4 assists in 22 games played. Now, the reasons why I think he will be drafted lower down the draft boards is because of his injury that he had in the beginning of the season, where he went for arthroscopic surgery to repair a partially torn meniscus in his right knee. And he also has a high turnover to assist ratio, averaging 4 assists per game, but also averaging 3.5 turnovers per game. Also, he is a bit consistent outside of the 3-point line. He can knock down an open 3, but his consistency needs to be improved. He has trained since high school with Chris Brickley, and that's part of the reason why I think he will be a great pickup for any team that needs a young guard. His ability to attack the basket is reminiscent of Derrick Rose, and his mid-range game complements his interior play. His ability to create his own shot and create for his teammates is a plus, and his speed makes it easy for him to stay in front of his man and play relentless defense. He has a pretty good bounce for a guard, which leads to more rebounds. Any team that drafts Cole Anthony would be getting a score-first guard that can create opportunities for his teammates and himself. He will be a good player either off the bench or a future starter for the team. So Nico, I feel, is a sleeper, and I know you're not too big on him as a steal, but I think if the right team was to draft him, he would have a good impact. For Arizona, he has averaged 14 points and 5.3 assists per game. He has shot very poor from the 3-point line, having a 3-point percentage of 33% in college, and he has struggled with finding his shot in some games. He has a field goal percentage this season of 39%, which is very low. He struggles to finish in the paint if there is a big down low to contest him. He also has a short wingspan at only 6'2", which is why he is projected to go so low in the draft. At one point, he was projected to go as low as the mid-20s, but now he is projected to go within the second round. He has good size on him at 6'3" and 190 pounds, which is decent. And if a team can get him in the second round that needs a guard off the bench, I think he would fit that role nicely and eventually work his way to a starter. He does need to work on his shot once he hits the NBA, or at the very least become a playmaker that excels at passing the ball and getting his teammates easy shots, but he does have high basketball IQ, which stands out from a lot of other players in the draft. He also does have the competitive fire that he brings to every game. He might never be an all-star caliber player, but he could be a decent player on a good team. Now, my last guy is Cassius Stanley. He is projected to be the 30th overall pick, but I just think that's too low. This season for the Blue Devils, he's averaging 12.6 points and 4.9 rebounds per game. He stands 6'6" and 193 pounds, playing at the shooting guard position. He's shooting a decent 3-point percentage of 35%, and he would definitely have to work on that once he comes into the NBA. I feel like he has potential and could bring intensity to a team with his flashy dunks and his relentlessness to attack the rim. He is shooting a better percentage than Nico and knocking down the open shot, but his assist to turnover ratio is just bad. He averages 1 assist per game and 1.9 turnovers per game, which is something he needs to work on, and that comes from when he attacks the basket and then loses control of the ball. If he wants to make a big impact for the team that drafts him, he needs to have more self-control with handling the ball while he drives to the basket. One of his highlights is he can drive to the basket, draw the defender, and then dish out to the open man. He is rounding out his game to be a better player for the NBA, and I think if the Lakers can get him with the 30th pick, they can get him for a steal, just like another Kuzma, but more athletic. But those are my choices, guys, and if you want to see me and Castra on another collab video, leave a like and comment down below. I just want to say thank you to Castra for the opportunity that he is giving me to have a voice on his channel and on his video. We do have more collabs coming soon, so if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, and I'm gonna give the mic back over to Castra to finish off his video.
Until next time, peace.